swinging, so.
Holy shit. It's been so good. And it comes back to Alpha, same position as before, and they're not going to clear it. That's 2 from Ole!
Oh, these are not going to forget that one in a while. It's so much time, and unfortunately, just the
The round's not over yet.
Not even just wasting the bullets of one gun, but wasting the bullets of 2. And this is what it's like.
Vitality playing the same maps, the first 2 that they played last week. Also very interesting when we look at the sites. Vitality chooses to start on the attack, and Fnatic chooses the same for Lotus.
Look back to that GX game. Sivo was lurking there a lot. I think that might just be direct pressure. Flash through. Alfia is watching, but Derke timing almost works out for him. But either way, it has forced them back. An important entry though. Chronicle down, leaves a bit of an opening, but the B main aggression is still there. Kayak is waiting, not gonna fall for it, and then gets the easy shot. Now has his dimensional drift, and Alfia for support, who's gonna swing back in. Safe connects one while still on the ropes, but they know exactly where he is. An easy pick-off for Boaster, and now left onto less. 20 seconds, and Kayak just is not missing a beat.
Tank a little bit of it for the element of surprise. Hasn't been able to catch anyone off guard, but this is a great round to take those risks in when you've got those weaker weapons. Armageddon comes to go. Alpha can't get out. He has to fight them here and now, and at least manages to keep things even. The ult trade out. Well, if it was just for the kill, it wouldn't be worth it, but now they've got heaven control and are
picked up by Derke. Means he can get them the information if he needs. Instead, he's just gonna go fighting, just beating his old IGL with only a ghost in hand. The moments he'd have to pick less out of the corner, and he checks the right position but doesn't quite find.
It's been so good, and it comes back to Alpha, same position as before, and they're not gonna clear it. That's 2 from Ole!
Oh, these are not gonna forget that one in a while. It's so much time, and unfortunately, just the
The round's not over yet.
Not even just wasting the bullets of one gun, but wasting the bullets of 2. And this is what it's like.
This ain't social media. They're getting involved. The new guy's in there too. Oh, they're letting them know that we're down to a classic. He must be wondering what's going on, but he knows Derke. I think he knows exactly what. Repositioned slightly by Crashies. He can avoid it, maybe provide a little bit of cover as they step out. In fact, even gets the C's down. That's going to slow them. TP to the backside. Derke stuck it. They know, though. They've seen this before. Catching him. Great reveal that would have forced the hand. Boaster on the double. Crashies can't hold on, though. They're able to recover the site, but getting across with the spike is another challenge. Kayak's back up in heaven. No time to save. He's got to swing in, but that means crossing the operator of Kayak, and he's hit the shot anyways. Already 3 under his belt. The nade through, not going to deny. The blast pack won't do it either. Safe's gotten away with it. The salvos! It's a bold play to potentially disrupt that plan, depending on utility. And with 12 seconds, that's not ideal. In comes the Armageddon. 10 seconds on the clock. We're down to the last chance. The plant needs to be stuck. If they can interrupt, it could change the game, but they're not there on time. And the full stick is cancelled! A huge piece of utility. Back foot.
Space taken though. Wow. A little bit cheeky from Boaster. Looking to try and take the rounds into his own hands. I don't think Derke is going to be forgetting about that one anytime soon. Kicks to respond. Aftershock to try and delay, but Chronicle's already on the other side of it. Doesn't expect anybody else to be that close. Back to level peg, and again, Safe looking to go through the additional utility, just waiting.
No time to pick. Chronicle stuck in the corner, and Les won't let him out. Kayak grabs one after the plant. With the reposition needed, the steps heard, and Seavoff on his trail. Fired up into heaven was the showstopper, but it won't land value, not in the form of a kill, but it's done damage, and it's sent Vitality into a deeper hold. But now, they're seemingly looking to retake that space. Kicks inside of utilities, pushing forward alongside his teammate Seavoff. They don't want to relinquish control, and that could be their biggest mistake. Alpha popping off with players soon to emerge from that smoke.
That was the second one placed, but the time on it is ticking. This is so many enemies to try and find, and Alfia just isn't stopping. We are going to delay. He's utilized whatever he can. Now it just comes down to, can he hold on to this backside? Can he take somebody with him? Otherwise, this retake's going to be incredibly difficult, but he steps up when needed! A third kill for Crash Crashies! He was left on an island, but somehow he has survived. This puts that timer, that clock on. Les already is the last man standing, and well, Crashies has pulled out a hero round. Has those salvos available. Timing is going to be everything for them. 20 seconds left on the clock. He's now got kicks alongside, and that said, he has bought them extra time.
12 seconds. They pick Derke. Still 2 on the site, though. Do they have the read? Kicks finds 1, and from the smoke comes safe. 6 seconds. Plant needs to be found!
Reason to pull those rotations away. Also, someone normally challenges him. So instead, they're going to go walked into a pretty stacked up site. The TP stun is perfect, though. That safe eliminated immediately, but still they have to try and deal with Les. This time, he comes up trumped, still sat at the back of the site. A second already dropped, looking for more, but eventually dealt with. And now Derke, the man returning to face his old team, is all that stands.
Fnatic are able to break through. Another OT. Oh, and Kayak in a risky position, but one.
10 rounds between the last time it happened. Crashies Les in a 1v1, and Les has taken it home. Both are trying to make sure the cross to sight is not going to be an easy one, and they've also lost the battle within Heaven, leaving just 2 standing, and they know exactly where Kicks is going to be. Les to try and fight back, needs an ace to take it, and well, with Dimensional Drift just basically being
for Kayak to complete this full wrap around, and it's a free kill presented. He will capitalize, looking up top for safe, a good idea. Ow, it's a messy fight, but when he wins, Derke on the other side though. Kayak's been bailing them out of rounds. When things get dicey, Crashies has done the same with these A-site holds, but no 3K this time. Sivov is picked off at least, but look how quickly the response is there. Les always causing problems. In your blind side is where he lives, and a double stack up will send Boaster to the Shadow Realm. It's only Alphayer. Vitality of 4 players alive, plenty of time to work with, and an op not great for a spray transfer, is it?
This is a dangerous round at this stage from Fnatic.
They failed to take down Kicks as well. Still so much util online. He's forced forward though by the snakebite. A chance if they can pick him off, but instead it's Kicks finding one up above. Less consistent, and he's on the site with just his dinner to finish. Boaster and Crashies. And it's Crashies to take the kill. Keeping this doable for his side, but a plan has to be stuck surely. Barely any time left, and now no choice. Derke with the swing could end it all here, and that's exactly what he does. The final dagger in the back from their former squad mate.
The thing is that Crashies can fit in. I think that he's found a lot of comfort in the Fade, and I actually really like it. Maybe I want to know how much this is ready.
Creeps around the backside as well, barely avoiding Alfier's gaze. And the 2 versus 4, thanks to
Alfier's aggressive position. This could even things up if he wins the fight. Not clean, but he does get the kill. That's all that matters. Puts things back into a 2v2, and they've expected Boaster to run away, to go back to try and join his teammate. The thing is that tap, it forces Alpha's hand, but he still manages to survive. In fact, he takes over.
And it may just be the same. Salvos and a pop flash inside the smoke. Kicks has got the cover he needs to follow through on that kill without disruption. But when they step a little wider, Kayak and Alpha ready to clean up, all on Sivov, and no idea that Crashies has wrapped around. What an adjustment!
I don't know if he has
the
time.
Newcomer down to the last few seconds, but not quite enough. Slowed completely, but he's got plenty of time still on that showstopper. Up close, and it's a big hit. Less down, nade chasing Kicks, and he's in trouble with the C's. Just about staying alive. This could have been disastrous if we saw Derke able to capitalize. Instead, they make it to the C site.
They might opt to switch back, and yeah, you mentioned it. This is a late rotation coming through, maybe a little bit too late. Boaster needs to hold the line for Chronicle to get back in time. If there was someone spamming it, coming through on the other side, Chronicle's actually managed to find one more, but Kicks is still waiting patiently. Chronicle trying to face off versus 2, needs a little bit more. Shots connected, but Kicks is just sticking the defuse, even let's go! It takes a lot for Vitality to fight. In the minds of Fnatic.
Drone is down.
Sending through the drone. That's going to be the Rolling Thunder, a very aggressive take, but Chronicle still manages to land a couple of shots from afar. I don't mind the idea, but
I don't know. Oh, look at the position of Kicks. Oh, the flash is too deep.
didn't know.
Chronicle in addition, the reaction, I don't know if we'll hear it on the comms, but Alpha clearly called for it. They wrapped back, they were ready for that push-up. The response from Chronicle
by Fnatic, like playing early, like denying that aggression and then just sprinting over towards that side of the map. He'll get him.
Send it to the backside. Salvos are chasing him down. Keeping him honest. Only one corner he can really fight from, and Crashies ends up going down, but Chronicle from the side, picking up a few. Stinger on Safe, alongside his salvos, have brought this back to even territory. Fnatic still have Chronicle though. Safe needs that pick up top.
That's the thing, his position revealed. This fight might be everything and has to turn tail, and unfortunately for him, that's the moment. Kayak strikes. Alpha combining, that's another on the board. That this guy is going to be lurking in that spot, and now he's moved up. Buddy, you've got someone literally touching your back right now. Taking back control, expecting them to come through, expecting them to clear his angle. He's perfectly placed. What is that from Chronicle? Just to spam through his own pit. Seavoff, good luck, my friend. It's another in-zone flawless. Fnatic as clean as ever to close out this map.
If you go into this map, you want to keep the Sova, you have Seavoff. Are you going to put him in the open, give kicks, the Sova? And the solution is keeping Safe on that initiator role, a little bit like the Deco, but a little bit less of damage and utility, and Seavoff on the ISO.
Kick still has one remaining, is wary that they're already coming in from behind. In fact, though, it's going to be that short play, but Seavoff again! You talk about this guy already being, I think it was 4-0 going into this round, but he's fighting aggressively. He's facing off against opponents. Oh, okay. Kayak eventually gets the job done, but Seavoff is just flying. Another added to the tally, another round for Vitality. To realize how far forward into the site he has managed to get. Seavoff fighting up against Chronicle, and while he has not been missing so far, Kayak still at the back of the site though, has been able to get one and escapes once again. The second gate crash utilized Derke.
With the smoke up, Fnatic, they stand a decent chance. I love that from Alpha. The wall is going to block them off from spams completely. It's almost fully diffused, but Alpha's been taken off the spike. A second player, Crashies, steps in and he steps out just as quick. Seavoff with a 3-piece in this round. Vitality are hammering Fnatic into the dirt.
Crazy. We talk about this squad and the fact that Trex has been a highlight player throughout VCT EMEA for the past few years. They pick up a man from the tier 2 playing for mandatory, have his utility and still until he reveals himself.
Very much worthwhile, though, with that smoke put down by Boaster. Cerebral, well, I thought because he could sneak his way through, but the reveal is needed, broken, and some information to work with here. Trade starts out well. Crashies on the recovered rifle, but now he's the last one standing safe, looking to run away. Has Hunter's Fury, if he can get to safe distance to activate. Instead, he's looking for the kill, but Crashies made the read. He suspected that's where Safe would take it, and with enough time to bring this across the line, Fnatic are on the board at last. With 2 rounds left in the half. Vitality, oh, they lose the opening pick. Seavoff down. Who steps up to fill the gap? Boaster onto Derke. Kicks. He's had some good maps so far. Boaster's barely making it out, and they won't be able to hunt it down. Alpha pops the double tap, sends in a vulnerable 2. A real opportunity, and with the Hunter's Fury landing onto Kicks, this round favor of Fnatic, some real heroic gameplay needs to be found, and Safe, well, he's certainly gonna give it.
Less revealed dimensional drift thrown in there. Gonna have seen the aggression. Boaster can just wait on the other side, and now Less, he's got to pull off a miracle. Nice shot for the first, even trying to wait for that dimensional drift to end, but it was well timed by Fnatic.
Off, and Less, sure, finishes him off eventually. That's going to put Boaster in a bit of an awkward spot. They're not going together, despite Kicks being very low.
Oh no.
Derke swinging alone goes down 2! Boaster with the lifeline for Fnatic. The Red Bull clutch.
It becomes
Boom, 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 yaka!
irrelevant, is what I was going to say. It becomes irrelevant when you have Boaster doing stuff like that. They needed someone to give them a lifeline. They need to just one man. That man will be Less.
Luckily for Seavoff, he had the trigger discipline to not just fire the ult through into empty space. Hunter's Fury, it's not even Hunter's Fury, it's Boaster with the trade, but because the ult's online, Seavoff gets another shot, double tap, not available, but Seavoff finds the pick, and now comes back in, ready to brawl. Free, happy to run that clock down a little lower, but the plant very much needed by this squad now. 10 seconds. They know that someone has to plant, and when they do, they're removed from the fight, but they'll do it on eliminations instead, taking the fight to the backside. Keep that A site, but it's this push that's made up for the gap that was created. But they're watching it. Kayak, eyes in the back of his head, and Boaster onto Sevov, the big player for Vitality, put to bed early.
And their commitment instead. Now those two players who've solved the ruse look to run back, and they're still waiting for less. They're waiting for a flank.
Sit safely for long. Alphayer is here. He's looking to make it more costly, and he's hit kicks. The 1-2 punch perhaps to put the economy in the dirt, and he's landed it! An in-zone, flawless from Fnatic.
The consistent switch-ups, redirects, and bamboozles them well.
Wow.
Derke thought.
Oh, well, a lot of us are in a pretty vulnerable position, but Fnatic...
This is everything. Sevov needs to try and win this battle. It's him versus Chronicle, and it's Bessie! And he knows it as well. That might be the beginning of the end. Chronicle was able to hold on to mid control, but the team weren't just sitting waiting. They weren't watching while they took that 1v1 fight like we were. Instead, there's now going to be another. It could be another nail in the coffin. The problem is they lose one more. It's left a lot to less. The import, the man brought over from Brazil. A Champions winner who has suffered defeat at Fnatic before and will suffer it again. We look as Vitality as a favorite going into this series, but history repeats itself for a 7th time.